Suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another episode of the SITREP, and it has been quite some time. I was just mentioning to Jontimus that I haven't done a SITREP in over a month, so we're going to kick these off again with a brand new YouTuber that some of you may not be familiar with, Jontimus Prime 84. Jontimus, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, welcome to the channel, sir. I know you've been a long-time subscriber of mine. I've always seen you in my chats.
Yeah.
So tell my people a little bit about you.
Well, let's see here. Some people call me Jontimus Prime 84 or just Jontimus, or try to say my name as best Jontimus Prime. But I also go known as Shaggy, because when I do gaming with my friends, I do Shaggy impersonations. But you could just call me John, Johnny, Johnny Bravo, Johnny 5, whatever you like. It's no big deal. I'm a Transformer fan from G1 to about up-to-date stuff.
Nice. Do you collect a lot of third-party, or are you primarily Hasbro?
No, third-party. This is a Weezhang Skysaurus, and I do have, I think, a few others, just not a lot of third-party. Didn't really get into it because money costs on some. I could get, mainline stuff with about the price, but lately, right now, I might just switch over to third party.
That's me. I've always been more of a Hasbro guy because it's more affordable, but I hang out with a bunch of guys that collect third party in friggin' Legends class, and I'm starting to get more of those in. I love that Marvel Megatron I just recently got. Yeah,
the way the third party is like Legend scale size, the engineering on those things, it's like, oh my God. I wish that was like a bigger figure, because I would just blow Hasbro out of the water.
Well, that's like that Megatron. I mean, it looks exactly in robot mode as MP36, but the transformation is so much more simpler. Oh, there's Larkin. Boom, right off the bat with a super chat. Johnny 5 calls YouTube mobile. Thank you so much, Larkin. And we'll just start this one off with a Bert. Everybody loves a good Bert.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Bert is always with us in spirit.
That's still one of my favorite ones, really.
You should have been there when it happened live. Well, let's go ahead and get rolling with this SITREP. For those of you who don't know, the SITREP is my show where I interview another Transformers YouTuber, and I have 10 questions. I think you might have your speakers up too loud. I can hear me talking after I talk.
Could be my phone. Let me see if I can turn it down a bit.
I'm echoing.
There you go.
Dear Jesus. So anyway, yeah, SITREP. I have 10 questions for my guest. 5 questions regarding him as a Transformer collector, and 5 questions regarding him as a YouTuber. And Slow DK just hit us with a super chat out the gate too, and I know which one he wants. He didn't even need to tell me. Where is it? Where is it? And boom.
Hey, Holmes. Hey, man, that's so, man. I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. I think you better light it in here, man.
What?
These gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
I need to upload the other one. I mentioned before that my first video, I switched Bert and I, and you couldn't tell the difference between us. So when I change it that way, you can kind of make us out a little bit more, but I have to see if I have the other one. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started with question number 1 is, what's the appeal of Transformers for you?
Well, really the appeal of Transformers to me is just playability. You basically are buying one toy, but it has multiple purpose. It's a robot, where it's a beast, a vehicle, and it's multiple change, just fun to play with, and I've always loved that and everything, and just kind of grew on and stuff. That's what I liked about Transformers. You just have just giant robot, and next it turns to another creature or vehicle or whatever. So playability, I love it.
Now, you said you collected from G1. Are you a G1er? Were you around when they first came out?
Well, I was born in '84, so that's the year they came out and everything. So I grew up with
technically
the G2 area, but I rewatched all the G1 episodes and everything. I've even got them on discs and everything. So just to show how much of a G1 fan I am a G1 fan with Megatron complete. I need to get new stickers, and they're all faded.
I know the perfect place where you can get some stickers too.
Well, they're in my cart.
All right. Well, aside from G1, which is always the number one answer, what's your favorite Transformers fiction?
It had to be Beast Wars. That's the show I grew up as a kid. It was my generation of what you had was G1 cartoons and everything, and I just like it. It's that they tied in with G1, but it was like another new spin on characters, a new idea and everything. Not like bringing back old characters and still respecting the G1s really.
Have you heard the story of how G1 got tied into Beast Wars? It was accidental. In the very first Beast Wars episode, Primal's talking about the Great War. And the Great War was just, they were mentioning a Great War, something that had the two warring factions together. And the internet right then is during its infancy, right? So all these Transformer pages, chat rooms, whatever, just went nuts. Oh, the Great War. They're talking about the Autobot Decepticon War. So when they started seeing that online, that's when the writers of the show started researching G1 more and decided, well, what the hell? Let's just tie it in together. And I think it was like a couple episodes later, you see Starscream fly by in Cheetor's dream with the Decepticon logo on him and everything. So it was just kind of a fluke is how it became part of G1.
I've heard about that too, and that's why I like about Beast Wars, because the fans is what helped make tie that into it as well. So they were listening to the fans and reading their stories and stuff and all the online and stuff. And that's why I liked about it.
It's like what the fans did to save the Sonic movie.
Yes, exactly. Even my kids, when they first saw the trailer with Sonic, they're like, no.
But he made a comeback. Have you seen Chip and Dale yet?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh my God!
I've already seen the images and all that stuff from it.
I highly recommend it. Yeah, people wasting no time spoiling the cameos, but even though it's still a good movie. Yeah. All right, back to the questions. Do you have a favorite figure or grail, a figure you will never let go of? You're looking behind you right there. Your house is on fire or something's going on. You can only save one. What is it?
Thrilling 30s Rhinox.
Thrilling 30s. That's a good figure.
Yeah.
Especially after you got the Kingdom one. You're like, what in the hell?
I was disappointed, and it was just, it's not fun to transform, for my opinion. A lot of people are not having issues, but I have issues with it.
I didn't like transforming it. That's part of the fun. If I'm sitting there cussing and parts are popping off while I'm trying to transform a figure, I'm not enjoying it.
Like I can understand some parts have like a little bit of tight tolerance, but that one there's no tight tolerances. Would have been easier. It's just hard to get it lined up and tab in and all that stuff.
Hey, Chauncey, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. That's another one of our Toyhax winners right there. Let me find Chauncey something worthwhile here. When I see ones I do like that, I'm like, I will not look good if I ever get really skinny. That's like this one I made the other day for Friday the 13th.
You a dead meat slime bag. Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
So that's what I looked like in high school.
I was nowhere near that in high school.
That was the fashion when I was in high school. I make a mean emo guy. Hey, Deluxe is in the chat. I got a lot of people in the chat tonight. 26 people for a Wednesday. That's not too bad. Skinny PPR's cursed. All right. So we got to the, did we answer? Yeah. Thrilling 30 Rhinox. So now what figure is your white whale? What's your most wanted toy?
Oh, man, that's been really hard. I've had my friends ask me that too. I think it's not really one. It's majority. I'm a big combiner fan. I love the combiner Transformers. This whole shelf is nothing but combiners. But I don't really have a lot of G1 combiners. So I think those are my holy grails of getting all G1 combiners.
Do you have any of them? Any of the G1s?
Not G1, but I have the RID Verticus style one and the Desert Camel that came out with the RID in the early 2000s. Those are the closest G1s.
That Bruticus right there was my stand-in for a G1 for years. And I had the gold one that you do. I can see it right there. And then I had the one that came out with the KB toys. I guess it was the regular release. It was gray. And then they think they re-released so many different versions of those. Oh, Jason. Hey, welcome to the chat, my friend. Hook me up. What decals did I miss out on? None yet. I got a ton of decals in today. Let's see. Where's one of Jason's favorites? Here we are.
Ravage, eject.
No reaction. Quiet on that one. All right. So, which combiner would you like to get first? What's your number one G1 combiner you'd like to get a hold of?
The Seacons. I don't have any Seacons. I've got different variations of Superion, Defensor, all the other ones, but I don't have any of the Seacons, not even the new Hasbro ones, because I can never find them at a good price.
They're always out, and I didn't get those because they were ridiculously priced. For Generation Selects figures, you were paying $34.99 for a deluxe, and I forget what Snaptrap was. It was just like $70 maybe.
I think it was like 59 or something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I'd love to have had them, but no. That's what kind of kicked off my G1 buying back in the day, was when Big Bad Toy Store did their re-release of the Piranacon gift set. And I got that, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how fun G1s are. And
yeah,
I
remember that. I remember that set, and I missed out on it, so I've been trying to find it.
Yeah, the only complaint with it is Snaptrap. The original Snaptrap had a black head. So, it was the pink body or pink chest, the green body, black head. This time it's the green head. Just kind of, it looks off, but mine stays combined as Piranacon, so it's no big deal. There we go. I would save my Xing Zing Megatron. It was a gift from my wife, probably the largest non-combining figure right now. That's me and MP01. My wife bought MP01 for me while I was in Iraq. So that actually was part of that. He was the mascot of my channel until I got my official logo for the longest time. We can still see him up there. I don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see me pointing my own screen. You can see him up there on my shelf holding the flag.
Yeah.
So let's see. My wife asked me how much it would cost to buy all the mainline TF releases each year. I don't even want to think about it. I forget. I think Fire Talks the other day was talking about GoBots because they're Rock Lords. He's become Rock Lord obsessed lately. And he says, man, I hate to think how many Rock Lords that I bought recently. And I just said, you never want to add up your expenses on these toys. All right. Well, what's your favorite Transformer character? Any fiction, any media?
I've been the guy I use for my logos, Rhinox.
Rhinox. I was wondering.
Yeah. I just growing up with the show, I always thought that Rhinox was like the backbone of the whole Maximal team. I mean, he was the medic, the repairer. He had the brute strength, the firepower, and the intelligence and everything. I mean, if somehow he got killed off in the Beast Wars, the Maximals would have easily lost. So I just like how they built his character and everything in the show and stuff.
And it was almost a slap in the face in Beast Machines when you found out he was Tankor.
Don't remind me. I was so upset when Beast Machines first came out. I was like, what happened to Rhinox? And then they go like, oh, it's Tankor. I'm like, nope, done. And I didn't finish that series until I think last year. I finally actually sit down and watch the whole thing.
I got it all on DVD and I haven't watched it in years, but I liked the finale other than the whole Cybertron turning into Earth with all the biological plants and stuff. I did like the final battle between Megatron and Optimus.
Yeah, I like that too. It just, just kind of weird off that all these Cybertronians now are just skipping and merrily through the fields and stuff. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, couldn't even
it was
put
a joyous time. The 90s was weird, man. Just all right. So now we are rolling into YouTube questions and YouTube territory. What possessed you, a grown man, to do toy reviews on YouTube?
I would probably have to say my friends finally convinced me to do it. I have a group of friends that also like Transformers. They all collect different figures. We're all different collectors of Transformers and stuff. And we usually will get together once a month and just have a meet and greet at a coffee shop, show what new stuff we got, talk about stuff, what's coming up, and everything. And I always, voice my opinions on the figures they got or I got, kind of like as a little review and stuff, just for fun and everything. And they're like, you should do a YouTube. And I was like, I don't have the equipment to do that, because this is back in like mid 2000s and everything, because didn't really have a good PC computer, internet was crappy, didn't have a camera. So I was like, I'm not built to do this stuff and everything. And so I just put off the whole thing idea until they finally, one of my friends finally like, it's like, you just do it just for fun, and I was like, well, technology is more affordable now. I can do everything on my phone. I'm literally still doing everything on my phone and just slowly doing it and everything. So still learning. Don't know the whole algorithm. And
nobody knows the algorithm.
Yeah.
There's stuff that I will rush to put out. And in my mind, I'm like, this will do great. And barely any views. And then something that you would never expect would be popular just blew up. Like in my latest, I think I did the one that surprised me. It was a legacy figure that I thought for sure everybody wanted to take a look at. No hits whatsoever. I mean, just very low for what I normally do. Yet my reissue Cyber Shark figure from Beast Wars, which is not even a well-known figure, just shot up. So, and my tidal wave review is doing really good. I knew that one was going to do good because I've had people ask, you need to do Armada reviews. And I have like 2 Armada figures. So once I got that tidal wave, I was like, I've got to get that one reviewed out quick. Legacy Skids, I think that was it, Elites. Yeah, Digital says even the algorithm doesn't know the algorithm. I think they did in Japan. I think. Because that was the first one I bought. I mean, I think I got off of eBay. It was the gold one that you have up there on your shelf.
Well, that one's technically all the gold on him is actually the desert camo gold. I just swapped it so I can look like the Japan one or the show accurate version, really.
Well, from a distance, you didn't even have to correct me, and everybody would have thought, oh, cool, he's got the Japan one.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell what it is. I ain't gonna be faking it.
All right, buddy. What keeps inspiring you to get in front of the camera?
It's just basically we try and get behind the camera and just, if I always have like the one thought I always try to get, try to do the reviews is I'm going to throw my opinion if somebody's having difficulty of trying to decide a figure. I've always thought, it's like you don't really have to buy every figure and every line. You don't have to buy if you want to buy a certain character and he's in multiple lines, buy that certain one. And if you've been on like the edge of buying a figure and everything, I'm trying, I'm still learning. It's trying to help voice my opinion, see if that'll help make your decisions. Like, well, this figure does really well with articulations. If you like doing display dramas, posing for your figures, or if you collect certain characters, or you're just this particular line and everything. I just try to help out, try to help out people make their decision. That's what I always trying to want to do.
And I'll tell you one thing I learned real quick doing this: don't buy figures just to review.
No.
There are people that, why didn't you review this figure? Why didn't you review that? I was like, well, I've seen reviews on it. I didn't like it, so I'm not going to buy it to review it for you guys to say I didn't like it. So if you see me not review something, that means, hey, Patriot Prime didn't buy that, so he must not liked it, because that gets expensive just to buy figures to review. Because I did that a lot throughout the Siege line, because there was a lot of the exclusives that I end up reselling later on. I just had no interest in them. I just bought them just to review, and so I've really reeled that back. Trying to see if there's anything here in the chat. Let's see. Speaking of Tidal Wave, I was a little disappointed there wasn't a comparison shot with him and a Titan, but I'll forgive you. All it would have been was that you'd see a calf. I forget which figure I compared a Titan to. I think it was Scorponok, or it was one of them I did. Might have been Metroplex. What was it? I want to get all the Godspeed to you, Craig. I think that's why Bert, he's focused only on Optimus Primes. I think he's almost got them all, except I know he passed on that $700 one.
Oh, yeah.
I may get the 50. Yeah, I'd like to get the $40 one. The way I looked at it is, okay, I'm going to get a $700 remote control Prime that I'll probably play with for an hour. It'll go on the shelf, and that's it. Maybe every now and then bring it out to show a guest, but hell, nobody ever comes to my house anymore. Yeah, the Jada one, that I might get that one. The Dad Bottomus Prime.
The affordable collector Prime.
Yeah. All right, there are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. What makes you any different from the rest, other than the Shaggy voice?
Really, I'm not much different from all the other rest. I mean, there's other YouTubers that are better than me and stuff. I try not to compare myself with them. I try to my reviews kind of my way and not try to do the same way how other viewers do, because they do it a lot better and everything. And I don't want to kind of copy that type of style. I want to try to find my own style and my own way to do reviews and stuff. But yeah.
It's a learning process. I go back and look at some of my old ones, and I'm like,
I do too, but they're for like remembering this is how I started and slowly trying to grow better.
And see, when I first started, I did some of my favorite figures first, and I've debated on, there's so much out right now anyway, but I've debated on going back and re-reviewing some of my very first ones.
This guy here, I never completed reviews. I did, I think 3 limbs, and I didn't do it because I was just like, this is horrible. So I never really finished completing doing this guy, and I'm thinking about redoing it as one thing or something else.
See, I didn't start reviewing new figures until Siege came out, because in my mind, I was just getting started. So I was focusing on G1 because nobody was doing G1 at the time. And I had somebody in a comment section asked, when are you ever going to review some of the new figures? And I'm like, well, I'm not. Everybody's reviewing those. And he told me, he says, man, nobody watches your reviews for the figure. They watch your reviews for you. And that just stuck with me. Sage advice from Patriot Prime. All right. So question number 9, what is the one thing you find the hardest about being a YouTuber?
Well, lately, right now, how it's going to be, it's just having time to actually sit down, do the review, because I don't do a script. I just do it whatever off script, whatever it's called and everything. And right, well, life that's kind of happened with me right now. It's kind of hard to actually get time to sit down and actually do reviews and everything, to edit, post them up and everything. Being a stay-at-home dad, you think I have a lot of time, but no, not really.
Oh, Elites hits me. What's the one thing you find the hardest? Well, like Jontimus said, it's the time. I got a full-time job. I got a kid, got a wife, and just finding the time to come up. And for me, I've got to be in the right mindset. If I'm feel like I have to do something, or if I'm rushed, I'm going to sit down here and just screw it up the whole time. I got to be in the mood and to do it. Of course, I'm kind of double dutying with regular figure reviews and Toyhax reviews. And I got to be in the mindset. I got to find the time. And what's aggravating here, I live right in the middle of a town. I've got the road right here by me. So there's only certain times of the day I can film without you hearing cars in the background. Now I've got a damn bird's nest right outside my window. So in the daytime, all you hear is birds chirping in the background of my videos, which is why there's music in my videos now. So that's the thing for me. It's all time. I've got plenty of stuff to review. Just when am I going to have time to sit down and do it? Because for me, doing a review, especially with the way I do it, because camera faces me, then it goes to the figure, then back to me again, and my editing and everything I do, a 10 to 15 minute review can take me 2 to 3 hours. Just because I'm so damn picky. It's got to be just right. No. All right, so last question. Do you have any channel goals for yourself, and where can our viewers find you? This is your chance to plug your channel.
Well, my goal for being a YouTuber is I don't really have a goal. I'm just doing this as a hobby for fun and hope to help other people make a decision on the figure that they've been on the fence about and everything. So I'm not looking to try to get, that 1,000 subscriber sub and all this other stuff. I mean, this is just for fun. And if I try to make it into like a business or anything, it won't be fun for me at all. And where you can find me is on YouTube, Jontimus Prime 84.
And there is a link to Jontimus Prime's channel in the description of this video. And one of the things I thought was funny about Jontimus was last week, Bert did a Scooby and Shaggy impersonation, like he was talking to each other. So Jontimus reached out to Bert and says, hey, man, I do a good Shaggy. Can I take your Scooby and combine it with my Shaggy? Bert says yes. And so Jontimus made one, and he uploaded it. Bert's original video is like 200 to 300 views. Jontimus redid it, and you have how many now? It's over 3,000, right?
Yeah, it's like 3.3K. I don't know how at all, really. I guess I just hit the right time zone for uploading it or something.
I guess, or Shaggy must have been trending or something.
Like, man, he was sure hungry.
That is a good one.
There you go.
Well, we forgive you.
That's all right.
Well, that is pretty much it. That's all of my questions. I'll leave that open to the chat right now. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. Has anybody in the chat got anything you want to talk about, want to bring up, want to ask questions about? What's gas prices like in your area?
We're still under $4.
Under $4?
Mm-hmm. It's still
Wow.
like some places are $389 or $399. But it's
we're $419. Let's see. I'm kind of rolling through the.
being me a stay-at-home dad, I don't really have to drive a lot. I just go pick up the kids from school, and that's it.
Fire Talks, I have 2 and 1 in my eBay cart. Damn it.
I don't have any. I got a GoBot. He's my only one in my collection.
I have 3 GoBots. 4. One's at work. I've got like some of my collection at work, my desk bots I play with. Well, people walk into my office, it's a conversation starter when people walk into my office.
Yeah, the one I got, it's a Mr. 34 GoBot's a forklift, because when I used to work, I drove a forklift. That's the only reason why I got it.
Was that Scoops? Oh, I can't remember exactly. Now, I was never that familiar with Rock Lords, but this one that Fire Talks gave me, this is one I remember. I think a cousin of mine or somebody had that one. So I do have a little bit of remembering with that one. And that's what I'm filming tonight. 429. All right. Well, I think that about does it for our sit rep tonight. I know it's getting late. Someone's got to hit the sack and get to work in the morning, all that fun stuff. Jontimus, I want to thank you so much for hopping on, talking to me for a while, letting my people get to know you. Hopefully we can send some subs your way, and they can see your Shaggy video where you beat Bert at his own game.
I'm so sorry, Bert, if you do watch it. I don't know why that went up so high.
I thought that was awesome. I was like, what the hell? Because I thought it was his. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So big shout out to everybody in the chat decided to stop by and see us on this Wednesday night. Once again, Jontimus, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to him. And I guess we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!